Good morning, everybody. It's my great pleasure to be here and a great honor as well. So, I have divided my short presentation, this 10-minute presentation, for 3 parts. So first of all, I will have a brief introduction of precision medicine as such, as a term. So what we think about, what is it? Then I will tell you a little bit about the biobanks, which are one of the platforms and one of the ecosystems around. You can really build new kind of tools and approaches and whatever you can start to think about it in this digitalization ecosystem. And finally, last slide, some of the challenges and needs which have been raising up in this context. We have already heard today about this healthcare paradigm, that there is a huge shift ongoing. Already Timo said about it, and Maris and everybody, that now we are really going to from the disease management more about to the lifestyle management. And behind that is, of course, this healthcare costs that has been rising all over the world. It's not only of Finland. And now we come more and more to the personalized and patient-centric environment. And I will really put the citizens into the center of all this. Personalized medicine has been a mega trend in health for maybe about 10 years already. And actually this kind of a term started from the genomics, since the technology enabled, for instance, the sequencing of genome to be in more and more cheaper. Like nowadays, it's less than 1,000 euros, you can get a whole sequencing of your genome. And, but the term as such, as a personalized medicine, is not new. Like Timo mentioned, already the traditional Chinese medicine, they already used kind of personalized approach for individuals' health and maintaining that. Already Hippocrates dates, this kind of medicine practices was based on the family history and also the person's medical history and background. So it's not new as such, but what makes it different today is that we have new tools, we have new kind of approaches to be more personalized, and definitely the digitalization has been one of the enablers. But like this, we have talking about the terms like personalized medicine, precision medicine, individualized medicine, stratified medicine before, which is predictive, preventive, personalized and participatory. So actually it depends on the approach and the person who is talking about the same concept. But there might be minor kind of tunes of that, what is meaning. But all of that as such, it means that actually it separates patients into different groups based on for the medical decision, practices, interventions and or products or diagnoses that are tailored for a personalized need. And especially for the predicted response or risk of disease. So don't be confused about the terms. So it just depends on the content that we are talking about. So the digitalization, the big data has definitely been one of the drivers, but also the enablers for the precision medicine and breakthrough. And we have, this is very familiar to all of us, that we really get the data from several sources. And it's about also the challenge is that not only the collection and combining the data from different sources, but it's definitely that, so what? How we are going to analyze it, how we can going to make a sense out of the data, and who will benefit of that? Definitely the individuals as such. This should be everything come to for our own benefit. But a healthcare service system should take everything out of this whole thing. And definitely there is a big room and space for companies. Not only the healthcare companies, but all kinds of companies to be more competitive for the whole industry. We are not here alone. The personalized medicine is a huge thing all over the world, especially US has been a forerunner. Obama already launched a big campaign for the acceleration of precision medicine. And there is $200 million that he will put on this whole thing in coming years. Well, hopefully this won't be changed. I think it's already been decided 2 years ago. So, but they will start from the not the scratch, but anyway, they have just started to collect the samples and also the data because the system in US is, we all know that it's very different compared to Finland. There are also, in Europe, lots of competition in this area. UK is definitely one of those forerunners here. They have UK Biobank collecting samples and collecting data. Denmark and Germany as well. But we Finns, we have been always collecting things from the nature. But we were far wise enough also to collect the data and the samples. The basic for these Finnish collections, they come from the hospital diagnostics sample collections and cohorts. And this has been the basis for the biobanking system in Finland. So we can go, back to the 1930s for the diagnostic tissue specimens that were caught from the pathology departments. But what is unique in Finland is that the data has been digitalized. Like, for instance, in the Turku University Hospital area, all the patient information starting from the year 2000 is in digital format, and this applies also to most of the other hospitals as well. But in addition to these diagnostic sample collections that we got from the university hospital pathology departments, we have wide cohort studies that have been gathered during centuries, not decades. One of those examples is the North Finland cohort, which started in 1966. The idea has to be to collect the samples from the womb to the dump, and they have been following up the health of the people that are part of this cohort. Last week we heard about the news that 2 million samples from the THL, the National Institute of Health, for a kind of maternity cohort has been now transferred to Borealis Biobank, and also the information related to that. In addition to these cohorts and sample collection that in Finland we have a big number of all kind of national registers that are based on law. So these are collected, and these are the samples, but also especially the data that can be utilized when combining with all the different other data from the biobanks and the digital health data. Biobank law has been one of the key drivers, and actually the very important thing, and this makes a difference to the other countries of the world. And because you need to have this regulatory environment and legislative environment suitable for doing all kinds of things, is research and innovation in the biobanks and human samples and human data. This law came into the force 2014. And there are three important points in this law. First thing is that now there is a guidance and regulation by national authorities. So it secures the professionality and quality systems that are established in every biobank. And also these ethical considerations are now considered. This law protects the donor's rights. So it is based on the informed consent. And the old samples that were gathered already before the biobank law came into the force, they can be transferred to the biobanks using this kind of opt-out procedure, meaning that public notification that you can deny and for transferring your samples to the biobank if you want to, but if you don't react, then the samples will be shifted to the biobank. Privacy is very important, and protection of privacy, so samples will be pseudonymized. And why they are pseudonymized? Because you can, if you want to, you will be informed about those studies that are done for your sample. If there's something medically relevant things will be found out. So then you must be able to go back to the IT. And what is really important for today's topic is that it promotes research, development, and innovation. Because this concept is broad concept. It doesn't only apply for this one particular research or study. So it is all the studies that are done afterwards. You have given the sample. Of course, it goes through kind of a review of the scientific and ethical board, the studies, but still you don't have to ask the consent again from the patient or the donor. It gives a possibility to link the data with the specimen and all the information on hospital databases, national registers, and all the other sources. So this is very unique. And now this gives a lot of opportunities for different type of R&D work and innovation work. And as a Finland and to this kind of important thing is that all the raw data resulting from those biobank material that is done by corporates or academic research, they will return back to the biobanks. So the biobanks specify the data, they earn kind of credit and interest all the time when they are used. So the raw data comes back, and then it can be utilized in the further studies or for the benefit of the patient or the person health records. And nowadays, those biobank operations are totally, especially those clinical biobanks in Finland, these operations are linked to the daily practice of the hospitals. So when the patient or person obtains, they can obtain the consent. And during this normal laboratory sample collection, a part of the sample will be stored to the biobank, and then it will be a kind of a very straightforward procedure to get the new samples, because the old samples don't, of course, are not enough. So we have to get the new samples all the time. And hopefully this consenting thing will be digitalized in the future, maybe a part of the Omakanta system. Currently we have 8 biobanks in Finland. We have clinical biobanks and such called research biobanks. But important thing is that now it has been decided that there will be a one service platform for all the biobanks in Finland. It will be a cooperative. And the owners of the current biobanks will be the owners of this new cooperative. So the owners has been the university hospital, the universities. So this will be in future a very good platform or all kind of joint collaboration with all the biobanks. About the ecosystems, so the biobanks are of course serving academics, corporates, healthcare service providers, and especially the individuals. But especially what we can find out from this interface of this collaboration. So here we can find plenty of room for different type of collaboration and innovation work for several type of companies. And here are a couple of examples about what kind of data you can do and how you can play around with the biobanking. For instance, the timeline of example patient of prostate cancer, so you can see the whole history of the patient, not only the one which is related to the current diagnosis. You can stratify the patient groups, going to find out the ones you are most interested. For instance, the patients who has got ischemic heart diseases early, and then you can go to study the genetics of this subpopulation and design your studies on that. Or then you can combine geospatial information like radon concentration in the housings, power lines, main roads to the cancer patients. This is breast cancer patients, estrogen receptor positive probability of that. So it predicts the outcome of the treatments and the patient's disease. And finally, I will end up these challenges and needs. So there are plenty of challenges in data storage, data and sample logistics, accessibility of data, and especially this data quality called big bag data. So how we can make kind of applications and products, how we can really have better data in the databases already when you produce the data, but especially when you parse that and filter the data out of the databases. Genomic data in imaging data storage, it's going to be a huge challenge. And, National Genome Center in New York say that every day they produce about 30 terabytes data, and it has been estimated, and since 2020, 1 billion people want to have their genome sequenced. So how you can gonna interact between the citizens and the data, and especially related to security. And especially this ownership of data is something also that I have to figure out. So here are some teasers for the discussions for the afternoon, and I will stop here and give the floor for my friend. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Minna.